Alright guys, welcome back to my TNA Impact Wrestling review for March 15th, 2012. I didn't really care for this show too much. It's not that it was necessarily bad. The go-home show for the pay-per-view this Sunday, and it was just boring. The matches weren't very good. They did have some good promos though. The ending segment was good, and the James Storm Bully Ray stuff was good. Kurt Angle's promo on Garrett was good, but other than that, the matches were just boring, and I just wasn't entertained. So I did not enjoy the show. So I'm going to get right to it. They start the show off, and we see Sting backstage, and then it shows Bobby Roode backstage coming in from the pyrotech room. He walks through a door, and it says pyrotech, no smoking. So at first I'm thinking maybe he's going to do something with the pyro, and is going to be some kind of angle. No, he was just back there for some reason. So that was the first thing I saw that I thought was strange. So we have James Storm come out. He says he has been waiting for this title shot and he wants some revenge at Victory Road. He says that Roode is selfish and a taker, and he's going to beat his ass and take his title. Bully Ray comes out, says he laid out James Storm with the chair, and Storm says, I beat you to become #1 contender. Bully tells him to kiss his calves, and he won't make it to Lockdown or beat Roode because of him. He's going to destroy James Storm at Victory Road, and Storm wants to fight, but Bully says he's not going to fight him tonight, but Gunner's going to fight him. So Gunner comes out, James Storm and Gunner start brawling. Al Snow and D'Lo Brown come out to break it up. These guys, Al Snow and D'Lo Brown, it is almost comedy at this point, them breaking up fights. They are out there immediately. They start throwing punches. Here come Al Snow and D'Lo Brown and the rest of the officials. It is just ridiculous. They're obviously standing there waiting to just run out. They've done it way too much, and they do it all the time. Backstage, we have Gail Kim and Madison Rayne. They're arguing about losing the Knockouts tag titles. Sting's there. He says Gail's going to wrestle Mickie James tonight, and Madison's going to go against Velvet Sky. So next match, we have Madison Rayne versus Velvet Sky. I thought this was pretty good. Madison wins with a roll-up, pulling the tights. I thought Madison looked really good here. She dominated most of the match, and she ended up winning, which is good. She needed to win going into the pay-per-view. We have Crimson talking about being undefeated to Matt Morgan, and how they're going to win back the tag titles this weekend. He says he's 14 months undefeated and no one cares. 14 months he's undefeated and no one gives a shit about Crimson. So we have Crimson with Matt Morgan versus Samoa Joe with Magnus. I still don't like Crimson, but I gotta say that heel Crimson is a little bit better. Matt Morgan gets on the apron. Magnus comes over to pull him down. Morgan tosses Magnus into the stairs, and then he pulls Joe's neck down across the top rope. Crimson hits a spear on him and gets the win. I think that what's going to happen is they're probably going to break Matt Morgan and Crimson up at the pay-per-view this Sunday. If you watch my other videos, I'm not a big fan of either guy, so I really could care less. Austin Aries comes out. He's got a glass and some champagne with him. He says he's not just the greatest man alive, but the longest reigning X Division champion, the best X Division champion. And he plays a music video of himself. I thought this was good. He goes to make a toast, and Zema Ion comes out. Zema says he embarrassed Austin Aries last week, and he should hand over the title now, or what happened to Jesse Sorensen could happen to him. Aries lets Zema Ion make the toast. He says that Aries' reign ends at Victory Road, and then he throws the glass of champagne in Austin Aries' face. So Aries grabs his head and dumps the bottle of champagne onto Zema's hair. His gimmick is he loves his hair. He's got all this hairspray with him all the time, so he freaks out and he runs away. I thought this was fine. Then we have Joe Parks, aka Abyss, looking for Abyss backstage. He asks Gunner if he's seen him. Gunner kind of blows him off. Then we have ODB and Eric Young backstage talking about where they're going to have their wedding. Eric Young is wearing the wedding ring, and they decide, big surprise, to get married in the Impact Zone. Kurt Angle cuts a promo that I thought was amazing. He says that he hates young punks who think they belong in wrestling when they don't. He calls Garrett Bischoff bitch-off repeatedly, and he says that it's going to be him and Garrett tonight in a 5-minute challenge match. He says he talked to Garrett's wife and he can't go 3 minutes, and he says he's going to be Jeff Hardy at Victory Road and he hates him too. I thought this was a good promo. I thought it was really funny. Sting says he's going to use every phase of his career against Bobby Roode Sunday. The dark side, the insane side, some crowish stuff. I thought this was a pretty good little video clip. Gail Kim versus Mickie James. I thought the other Knockouts match with Madison Rayne and Velvet Sky was better, but this one was okay. Basically, Mickie throws Gail Kim outside. She goes to pull her in, but Gail secretly has got the title. She grabs her by her hair. The referee's distracted for something. Something distracts him, and Gail hits her with the title, gets the win. Christopher Daniels is talking to Mr. Anderson backstage. He says this stuff with AJ is none of his business, but besides that, why would he side with a person like AJ Styles over guys like himself and Kazarian? And they're going to show him how this is going to end Sunday. And Anderson says, well, we got a match tonight, you can show me then. So we got Christopher Daniels versus Mr. Anderson. Mike Tenay says that Kazarian has Stockholm Syndrome. Taz says, Stockholm? He's from friggin' California. What are you talking about? Ugh, this shit was so bad. Then they bring it up again, and Mike Tenay tries to explain to him what Stockholm Syndrome. It was just stupid. I did notice that because Christopher Daniels gets his cheek busted open. I don't know how he did this. I rewound the tape and I was trying to find it, and I could not find where he got busted open. But I think it may have been one of the ropes or something, and he just starts bleeding from his cheek right around here. Kazarian comes out. AJ comes out, pulls Kazarian off the apron. They start brawling. Anderson hits the mic check on Christopher Daniels for the win. I didn't like this match. I thought it was kind of sloppy, and it just wasn't very good. It's just how I felt about it. Jeff Hardy says the Kurt Angle match has gotten personal, and he's the reason he's not the world champion right now. We have Kurt Angle versus Garrett Bischoff in a 5-minute challenge match. This was obviously shit. Tons of fake cheers put into this match for Garrett's entrance. The crowd is sitting on their hands the entire time, as they should be, because this sucks and who cares. And Garrett Bischoff comes out and there are all these fake cheers, and you just see the audience and they're on camera and no one is doing anything. But anyways, he got zero crowd reaction. Garrett escapes the angle slam. They got a little clock in the corner of the screen counting down to 5 minutes. He escapes an angle slam. Kurt Angle gets back in the ring. He's got like 20 seconds left. He attacks Garrett. He hits the angle slam. He goes for the cover, but there's no time left, so he loses. He gets pissed off. He attacks the ref. He attacks Garrett. Jeff Hardy comes out to make the save. It was predictable, and it sucks. Eric Bischoff recently said on Twitter, they got a lot of people pissed off, people in the company backstage, that he was at a bar or something in Tennessee, and the bartender said something about Jeremy Borash comes in there all the time and says he owned TNA. And Eric Bischoff was so offended by this that he went on Twitter and said Jeremy Borash should be thankful he still has a job. A guy who's been with TNA since day one, does tons of stuff for the business, for that company, and makes way less than any of these other guys, and Eric Bischoff thinks he's shit. If it wasn't for Dixie Carter protecting Borash, he would have been fired by Bischoff a long time ago. Bischoff is selfish. He is a shitty person in real life, and I don't like the guy. and I think he's never done anything good in this business. I think in WCW, the only reason they beat Vince in ratings was because he spent a shitload of money they never got back. He spent it all on wrestlers, and then they lost money. And after that, they couldn't recover. All he does is go to companies and spend their money and make them look bad and ruin them. Eric Bischoff sucks, his son sucks, and he's a selfish person, and everything he's doing is hurting TNA. So fuck Eric Bischoff, and I hope he leaves soon. Then we have Robbie E and Robbie T backstage. Robbie E says it's going to be Open Invitational 2 at Victory Road. I personally think that it may not happen this Sunday, but I think Robbie T is going to eventually accept the invitational from Robbie E, and the two of them are going to feud. I'm not saying it's going to be great, but I can see that happening. Then we have Gunner versus James Storm. Bully Ray comes out, he stands on the ramp and watches the match the whole time. This match was okay. Storm hits the last call super kick for the win. Bully acts like he's going to run to the ring, but he turns around and runs back. We have a Rude video about how he's earned everything he's got and Sting is jealous. Then they show a video package hyping up the match between Sting and Bobby Roode. This was a really good video package, actually. Rude says he doesn't care about Sting, and it ends at Victory Road. Sting says he's not being nice anymore. He's going to teach Bobby Roode to respect him and respect the business. Very good video package. Then Sting and Bobby Roode come out for a contract signing. Sting signs, Rude signs. Wow. Then Rude takes the mic. Jeremy Borash leaves. And Rude brings up Sting's first title reign, beating Ric Flair. He says he was a fan and he wanted to be like Sting. He goes off on Sting being jealous and how he's one of the old guys hanging around the business, stealing the spotlight from young guys. Says the business has passed him by and Sting doesn't get around as good as he used to anymore, and that stupid face paint doesn't scare him. He puts it on so he can look at himself in the mirror. At Victory Road, he's going to expose Sting as a washed-up has-been who should have left a long time ago. This was an amazing promo Bobby Roode cut here. Sting just sits there, he doesn't say anything. Bobby Roode laughs, grabs the title, gets ready to leave. Sting gets up, he gets pissed off, he throws the table, he starts to put the makeup on. Bobby Roode laughs at him and says that doesn't scare him. He starts to rub the makeup on Bobby Roode's face, and then he starts attacking him. He eventually clotheslines him out of the ring, and that was it. That was the show. Bobby Roode came off looking the best here, and I thought his promo was really, really good. He's got a lot of talent. But that was my review of this week's Impact. Like I said, it was kind of a boring show for the most part, especially for the pay-per-view, but being the go-home show for it. But I'm probably going to be back, maybe even later tonight at some point, and do my predictions for Victory Road. So I'll have those up, what I think is going to happen at the pay-per-view either tonight or tomorrow. I hope you guys like this video. Check out some of the other videos on my channel, and check out the Victory Road prediction show. And thanks for watching. Bye.